Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Welcome, one and all. Thank you so much for being here. And Angela M., thank you so much for being here first. Let's see. Well, I'll just say hi to everyone as I go along. Well, let's see. How should we start here? And take me away from the thing. And that. Perfect. So, Prince Harry, Duchess Meghan, Jordan visit day 2. So, there we go. Our Duchess, you know what? I didn't get the information for that jacket now that I think about it. And not probably should. I know I should. And I'll just go to what Meghan wore. And that should take care of that. Oh no, did I take the tags off of that? I sure did. Give me just 1 second, you guys. Okay. Grab that. Put that there. All right, I think we're good. Now, what Meghan wore? It's a good question. Wow, nobody dares say it, but William is the monarchy's next big problem. I think you just did say it. All right, what Meghan wore? Let's find out about that jacket. Uh-oh, did I miss something? Did I miss something? Okay, I'm going to grab that, what Meghan wore. Matter of fact, I got that and this one. Also, you guys, what Meghan wore is a great resource. If you're on, oh, we finally got the shoes from the white suit. We didn't have that the other day. Okay. All right, that we've seen. Heidi Merrick. Oh, we didn't see that one. All right. I'll just go ahead and grab that too. I'm going to get you guys all caught up with what Meghan wore. And that's a promise. But I don't know. It's kind of strange. I think I missed something here. Was there some news I didn't know about? No. Okay. Not sure what that was. Let me check one more person here. Oh, Capital. Capital. Oh, you know what? Why not do that one too? I'm sorry, guys. I'm just sitting here and I think that one was pretty good. I'm going to share a Jeremy Vine with you, I believe. We'll do that a little later. Okay. I think I'm all caught up. I got everything I need. Yes. Okay. Very good. If you just joined us, don't forget to hit that like button. So, in case you want to know what Meghan wore, Let's get to it. And I'll do the other ones as I go along, unless I forget, which is a good possibility. There we go. So the shoes are from Chanel and the Zara. She's wearing that coat. I guess it's Zara. Um, yeah, so that's what she's wearing up top is a Zara. I think they said it was like $108 US. So she's mixing high and low. That's what they call it, high and low. So the shoes, of course, are high price. The Zara, that's pretty low price. Unless you're talking about the queen's granddaughter, then okay, let me stop. I'm about to start already. I'm about to start already. I pulled it back before I even started. I probably deserve to warm up a bit before I start slandering people. Anyway, cheers to the Sussexes. They did a great job. They really did. They did a great job. I'm so proud of those two. Oh, this just came in. King Charles III has a new York, an anti York machine. Yeah, we'll just call it a machine. So not to involve the those people. The um what is that? The oh no. What do they call that? The so not to alert the monetizing people. Yeah, we don't want to mess with those monetizing people. But yeah, that is an anti-York gun. Anytime you see an overindulged, over bloated, over um gifted, no, not gifted, that makes them sound smart. Overindulged, yeah, that's good. Anytime you see your bloated kinfolk riding their horse across the Great Windsor Park, you just go and get that, and you find your mark, and and then you blow it to smithereens. That's what that thing does. In case your brother is a complete embarrassment, you want to use that to straighten them out. Yeah, that is what that's for. If your brother embarrasses you, then you use that to turn him into Swiss cheese. Wink, wink. Yeah, that's what that's for. No, actually, Charles is learning how to use a drone. It's for drones. Whenever there's a big public gathering somewhere, one of the things that alarms the authorities, or if you have a VIP, like let's say a president, a king, a prime minister, you use that to jam the radar or to block the signal from wherever it's being transmitted. That is to make those drones fall out of the sky. It is not meant for him, he who cannot seem to stop riding the horses and waving to all of the pedestrians and such. That's not what that is for. Even though he looks very glib and full of himself, hopefully he'll stop before he brings down the entire monarchy. Okay, maybe he'll stop. Maybe common sense will prevail. Now, I told you all today that Harry made an appeal to the to whomever, let's just say to whomever, that there should be a humanitarian corridor. There are food trucks and shipments that cannot get through. There are medicine, emergency workers, anything that you can think of. Right now, they said it is imperative. There are 4,000 kids in Gaza that need to be airlifted and taken to a medical facility. It is a Herculean task. I'm not sure exactly how they are going to manage, but if they have the goodwill, what there's left of it, but if they have the goodwill of people that live in a country about the size of New Jersey that we dare not speak of, if they can get some cooperation from those people and perhaps some of the people that live in Gaza that are not cooperating, which that is a possibility too, but whoever is not cooperating, please let them get those supplies through. So Harry stood next to Dr. Tedros, and while he was speaking to the reporter, he made that appeal that the humanitarian aid must get through. As I said, this is a very serious thing, and the Sussexes are putting their reputation on the line, and they are going to rub some people the wrong way. But it's not about a war. It's not about any type of conflict between the two sides. It is about the children. There are children that need to be airlifted and brought to other places in the region. There have been food deliveries and medical supplies, water, a lot of things that's just not making it through. And those people need help desperately. So without that help, those 4,000 kids, that number is shrinking as we speak. It is shrinking as we speak. So let's all pray that they can end these blockades, stop all of these bottlenecks and everything. And please, please, please help those people. Now that it's off the front pages, it's going from bad to worse. Let us not forget we lost some of the members of World Central Kitchen because they were, by all accounts, it's been alleged that they were deliberately targeted. And now you can understand why Harry looked rather tense and pensive while he was with Meghan. So anyway, let me play this for you, and hopefully it will tell us. Well, anyway, it's in Harry's voice. It's in Harry's voice, so that way you can get the full story. Okay, if only I saved it, which I did not. Darn it. Oh, let me try one more time. I'm going to give up easy this time if I don't find it. But I really did want you to hear it from him. Okay, problem. I cannot find it. I'll try to find it for you later. But oh, is that it? Yes.
These people would did not want him answering questions about Israel. The prince did not want to answer questions about his uncle Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor and his relationship with Jeffrey.
Okay, here goes. And by the way, the Sussex is only allowed for one camera, um, or maybe it was a WHO, but they only allowed for one camera.
Why are you here in Jordan? Why is it so important to you?
I think having spoken to Dr. Tedros for many months now, well, years, but specifically months in the lead up to this trip, it was really important for us to highlight the incredible work that Jordan does for this region. I think the work's been going on for decades, but more so recently as being a humanitarian hub for the Middle East, and especially everything that's going on in Gaza and also Syria as well. So I think the world should be incredibly grateful for what Jordan is doing and the moral leadership that it's showing for the world right now.
Yesterday, we were with you at a hospital where children are still being brought in who have only recently been injured in Gaza. How important is it that the world continues to pay attention here?
I think it's important for everybody. It's not just for me. It's not just for Dr. Tedros. I think the entire world has spoken up, and there's a lot of stuff in the news. It goes at an incredible pace, and what's been happening in that region has been going on for a long time, and it drops out of the news. So I think it was a really important time for us to collaborate and come here and shine a light and focus on the very real humanitarian catastrophe that has happened and continues.
We were with you this morning at a charity that is getting food into Gaza and is feeding 1 million people a day, but they're saying they're not getting anywhere near enough food. Medical aid isn't getting in. Journalists aren't getting in. Would you like to see an increase in all those things going in? Would you like to see independent journalists being let into Gaza?
I think again the world has spoken many times. So I think yes, everything that I've heard and everything that I've seen, especially from World Central Kitchen, what we heard this morning on the live link, was that the aid corridors need to be opened. They're currently not, and I know that Dr. Tedros has already talked extensively about food and medical supplies. The basic needs for full access for humanitarian organizations to be able to deliver that aid to the people that need it the most.
Okay, so there you heard it from Harry. He said that the aid corridors need to be opened now. Very brave, very brave. That is soft power times 10. It was a direct request. The aid corridors need to be opened. Things are not getting through. Right now, 1 million people are receiving food every day, and that is not nearly enough. So let's hope and pray that the convoys of food and aid can get through whatever medication. There are people that have gone without their medication. Whatever they can get is probably very basic. So there's a great need for help, especially for the children that are living in squalor and filth, and it's just not a good thing. Not a good thing. And the water supply, you could only imagine what condition the water is in. Oh, okay. So I hope that I hope you got a better understanding of what's at stake and how Harry has literally staked his professional reputation on something that, as he said, is no longer on his front pages. And once it gets off the front page, then the concern, the help, it usually diminishes. And there's kids just like anybody else's children out there that need help. So, Prince Harry and his wife, Princess Meghan, visit Gazan children receiving treatment in Jordanian hospitals, accompanied by the Director General of the World Central Kitchen. I'm sorry, of the World Health Organization. Dr. Tedros, Dr. Tedros. Um, yeah, I saw the one in black there, and I'm just like, the one with the black background. I'm like, did somebody make that? Is that a little sleight of hand? So then I found another one. I'm like, oh no, it's not a sleight of hand. That really did happen. That they referred to her as Princess Meghan. Yes, Harry and his wife, Princess Meghan. You know it. I know it. That is Princess Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex. Oh, is that another one? Yeah, I think it is. And his wife, Princess Meghan. You know, the derangers are not well right now. They need help. They need for someone to come and sit with them so that they don't get desperate. Make sure they're eating their words. Make sure that they're eating their words. Yeah. Okay. Remember the bookmark tomorrow, or no, it's today now. It is the 27th. My goodness, this week went by fast. 27th February, 9 Pacific time, which I think for me is we're 2 hours ahead. Oh, that is confusing me. I believe it's, what time is that for me? East Coast is 7. Now I don't know. What time is it for me? Help me out. If I live in the central time zone, what time is it for me with the bookmark? Is it 11 a.m.? I think it's 11. It's got to be 11. Oh, okay. You know what? I thought I saw something and then I couldn't find it. Thank you so much. That's what I was just looking for. I thought I saw something and then I could not find it. How did that happen? Okay. Harry and Meghan seen on screen during the NAACP Image Award Creative Honors Thursday evening in LA. All right. And I went looking around for that and I could not find it. So let me share it. I won't be selfish. I'm going to share it. Thank you so much. Like I said, I thought I saw it. And then when I went back to look for it, I'm like, didn't I see something? Okay. All right. Coming up, you guys, I'm going to share it with you. Oh, and thank you, Muriel. That is very kind of you. Oh, there you go. So, all right. So they're at home. They're in Montecito. Meghan looks like she's wearing a white turtleneck. Yeah. Look like she's wearing a white turtleneck. Let me investigate some further investigation here. And that's of what Meghan wore. They're the ones that posted that. Okay, I just don't know. I'm trying to sort this out. where did that come from? I know it's NAACP Image Award. They must have done a. Are the Image Awards tonight? Is that what's going on? Yeah. Well, anyway, that's it. I'm just not sure where it comes from. You know, we like to know all these things. Okay. NAACP Image Award? $2026. Oh, that's tomorrow. Oh, you guys are trying to tell me right now. Okay, got it. So that is tomorrow. Saturday, February 28th. That will be on CBS. Well, it doesn't look like they're going to be there. So they just have this thing pre-recorded something. Okay. All right, got it. I was getting excited. I'm like, where they at? Where they at? We outside? We outside? Where they at? Okay. Wow, I got excited, didn't I? Okay, let's move on then. Oh gosh, I got a million screens open. Let's close some of these, eh? Before it causes problems. All right, so we're going to get back to wherever we left off, which is right here. So those are available tomorrow. That is the vegan leather bookmark. I repeat, it's the vegan leather bookmark available tomorrow. Tomorrow. Oh, good God. Fergie's secret hideout. I think they said Fergie is in Ireland. Yeah, anyway, that is her I got a secret look. She is in a secret hideout. So she seems to be very comfortable, just in case there was anyone who was worried. It appears that she's quite comfortable. So you don't have to worry about, how she's doing right now. She's managing. Let's just say that she's managing and she'll be okay. She's the ultimate survivor. Yeah, I know. She's she looks a bit weathered. She's not her usual glamorous self. I know. I know. I know what you're thinking. But at least Meghan is her always glamorous self. No matter how she turns it down, she's always glamorous. Take a look at the crowd. I love this scene with the Sussexes walking. Oh, Meghan misses her kids. She misses her kids. She wants to be with her children. Yeah, nice gathering. Okay, looks like they're in the courtyard of something there. There they are in the looks like the entrance hall. And there they are posing with some of the kids. So Dr. Tedros says, impressed by the comprehensive service and compassionate stigma-free care provided at the National Center for Rehabilitation of Addicts, the NCRA, in Amman during my visit with the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, Prince Harry and Meghan. Thanks to Dr. Ahmed Al Honati, director of NCRA, and the dedicated team at the center. The center stands as a powerful example of how patient-centered, dignified support can transform lives and restore hope. You can say that again. All right. So that looks like he's on a rowing machine. Bunch of pictures from today. And I believe, I can't remember. I think they're in a hospital. Nope. I believe this has to do with, let me take a look. Well, I think it's just what he was talking about just now. I don't know how big this facility is, but they said it was pretty large, like probably the largest in the Middle East. And as Dr. Tedros has said, and many others, Jordan has been very, very generous with their facilities. So whatever help or aid that they can get, they definitely will need it. Oh, by the way, you guys, somebody walked up to Eugenie walking down the street, sipping on some type of smoothie, and they started asking her about her father. Now they got on here copyright MJ pictures, so I dare not show you the video. But take a screenshot. Have you spoken to your dad? What about your mom? Have you spoken to your mom? Your Royal Highness, have you spoken to your mom? Have you spoken to your dad? That's what he asked her. And she is trying her best to ignore him. And she's all by herself. And I'm reasonably certain that she's walking through the streets of London. So before I forget about it, I'm just going to show it to you right now. Is that okay? I'll show it to you right now. Can't show the video, but I can definitely show the picture. Poor girl. Got those wackadoodle parents. There you go. She's got on the dark sunglasses. I don't know how anybody would think that that was. I don't know how anybody would think that that was Eugenie. How would they know? Don't you think that's rather strange? Someone must have tipped him off. But it seemed like she was going to work because oh, why is he calling her that? You know, let me check and see if that's really what he said. Oh, you know what? I can play it for you. I could do that. I can play it for you and then you can hear it too. Why didn't I think of that? Okay. Coming up, you guys. Coming up.
Hi, Eugenie. How you doing? Have you spoken to your dad since his arrest?
No,
What about your mother? Have you spoken to your mother? Any idea where she is?
She just walked inside of an office building and she's headed to the elevator. And that's where it cuts off. Now, if you want to see it for yourself, it's MJ Pictures UK. Oh, that's paparazzi. MJ Pictures UK. Yeah, he's a pap. Yeah, he's definitely a pap. So if you want to see it for yourselves, that's where you will do it. MJ Pictures UK, all lowercase. Now, Harry and Meghan, they wrote notes on the board there. Meghan's message of support. Congratulations on your dedication to your care. Wishing you continued healing and happiness. And then Harry says, he writes a message of support during a visit to the National Center for Rehabilitation Addicts. Anyway, it says, it's okay to not be okay. Trust each other. Congratulations on your recovery. What a thoughtful pair, right? It's okay to not be okay. Very nice. Now, let's take a little Jeremy Vine break, shall we? I'm going to share what Jeremy Vine's show said today about the Sussexes.
Now, Alicia in London, hi.
Hi there.
Hey.
Hi.
What do you think?
So my point is, what the better question might be, why would Prince Harry and Meghan actually want to return as publicly funded royals? There were original conditions that caused them to step back, and one of them was press targeting, and we're sort of seeing that on the conversation today, where Emma and Kelvin are spreading misinformation, where they claim that it was Harry and Meghan's attack, which ruined, caused all the problems. But as you yourself, Jeremy, have said, there were palace briefings against them, which started back in 2018, and even things like the story around, bridesmaid tears, that came from the palace. So as far as that type of thing is concerned, I can't see that condition has changed.
We've got to sort of park all that, haven't we? With that, that's all water under the bridge now. We're going to assume we can, let's say we can get them back, because let's say.
My point.
I thought you said your point. Sorry.
Yeah, my point is that certain conditions, things like press targeting and press misinformation, hasn't changed. As far as I can see, there's still press attacks happening. Like, I've seen a really disgusting article saying that Meghan is worse than Andrew, which is obviously completely not true. And that is still going on today with complete silence from the royal family.
I don't know anything about what you just said. I don't know what that's all about.
Exactly.
Yeah, so but listen, you've sort of said a lot there, and obviously predicated on all of this. Alicia, sorry, don't just keep talking. On all of this is predicated that we could get them back because they might want to come back. And you're quite right, Alicia. They might just say no.
Yeah, so my point is that where certain conditions haven't changed, they're going off and they're doing incredible work, as we're seeing in Jordan today, for example. They're supporting their causes, and they're doing it independent of public funding, and they're obviously able to. Yeah, exactly. So what would be the appeal to them for actually wanting to come back? It kind of seems that when things are going wrong with the royal family, then there's always these appeals that, maybe we should get Harry and Meghan back.
I feel like I hope you feel you've had enough time, Alicia. I don't mean to in any way cut you off, but
I'm going to cut you off. I don't mean to cut you off, but I'm going to cut you off. Well, she does have a point. When things are going well, then all of a sudden there's this big discussion about maybe they should come back. They cannot go back. They do not want to go back. They will never be full-time working royals again. Harry offered the half in, half out. They denied it, even though it was something that exists with other members of the family and always has. They do not want the Sussexes to outshine those two misfits, which is why they were falling over themselves in the rain today, trying to get attention, trying to distract from Harry and Meghan's hard work. But it didn't work. Outside of the echo chamber of the Royal Rota and the papers and the news outlets they work for, it was not a global story. It was not a global story. Nobody was thinking about Kate, and certainly not Willie Leaks. Okay. So they're at the World Central Kitchen. They actually was sharing the type of products. Well, not products. I shouldn't say products, but the emergency food that's available, canned goods and other stuff that's vitally needed for nutrition. And of course, it will meet with whatever dietary standards are required, as in kosher or halal. Everything is there. And so that's what's inside of the box. Oh, you know what? I was hoping I had more that I could show you, but Meghan actually asked the lady how would they open it? Will they have a way to open it? And I believe that there was a pull tab on some things, but others, it was some other kind of pull tab that I don't think I've ever seen before. But yeah, it's the way to get to the food. So all kitted up and ready to go. And I do believe that some of the stuff may be there on the table and that you see there. So Dr. Tedros says, delighted to meet the World Central Kitchen in Jordan team alongside the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, Prince Harry and Meghan. The nourishing meals they provide has been critical to the health of people in Gaza, especially children. Thank you, Jose. And that's, of course, Chef Jose Andreas. And remember, the Sussexes contributed $500,000 to the, oh gosh, I had the list earlier, but it was 150K, and then there was the 200, I think. Anyway, they donated a big chunk of money. And while they're there on this trip, they're going to see how that money is being used along with the other stakeholders. So I think you should bear in mind that what's very important about this is that they mentioned stakeholders. That means other people that have donated money, and they would like to know where the money is going. So Harry's reputation, Meghan's reputation, and even that of Dr. Tedros, they will remind people exactly where the money is going. Hopefully, they will receive new donations, but vitally important. Ah, there it is. You see there? There's the canned goods and some other stuff. Oh, by the way, if you're wondering what they're looking at, there's a monitor, and there are people in Gaza, I think, that they're getting a first-hand report from Gaza, rather. And what they're seeing, I believe, is the fact that it's not so easy for them to get past these checkpoints and everything. So that is why it kind of looks like when Barack Obama was in the the war room, where all of the heads of the military was there. And if you guys remember that scene where Hillary Clinton had her hand over her mouth, I don't need to tell you what was happening that particular occasion. But someone who was blamed for 9/11 was abducted by the U.S. forces, and the rest, of course, is history. But yeah, that's what that scene reminds me of, that they are seeing something that is not very good to see, but it is there so they can get an idea of what's missing, what's lacking, whatever. Yeah, I'm telling you guys, the Sussexes had a very full trip, and they kept them busy all day today. So that is why there's so many solemn faces, because the World Central Kitchen, even though it's so popular, they need help. And also they need some political muscles to get those supplies to the kids that need it. And also to, in some cases, take those kids to other countries where they can get some proper medical care. Now, they have excellent medical care in Jordan, but number one, they can't take everybody. And number two, they are probably overwhelmed as it is. I have like a new respect for Jordan. Yes, a groundswell of support. Now, I cannot see Meghan in this picture. Oh, I do see her now. I see her now. I see her kind of in the middle back there. I've seen this several times, and I'm just like, well, where's Meghan? Well, as you can see, there's no favoritism there. If you're not tall enough, oh well. Maybe we'll get you in the next picture. Yep. Can you guys see her? I just barely see her. I know. I know. They are kind of like first in fight, so to speak. Yeah. Gotta love them. Gotta love them. They're doing great things. Thank you, Chef Jose Andreas. Prince Harry, that is, Duke of Sussex, speaks to leukemia patient Sham, 13, at the King Hussein Cancer Center in Amman, Jordan. Yeah, very sweet. Oh, well. God bless her. And then Prince Harry, Duchess Meghan, and Dr. Tedros visits the Jordanian Hashemite Fund for Human Development, hosted by Her Royal Highness, Princess Basma bin Talal. Okay. And the Johud is a non-profit dedicated to sustainable human development by empowering local communities. Bet you guys didn't know they had all of this kind of stuff in okay. Yep, they got everything. Hey, Hazel Jones. Dr. Tedros again, hosted by HRH. Oh, that's the same thing, isn't it? I think it is. But to what follows are the photos. Okay, there's our Duchess. Harry's over on the left side there. Got it. Click, click. And let me see, who is this little child here? Do I have the name? I do not. Yeah, I do not. But yeah, it's a children's something. Oh, well, I forgot. But anyway, enjoy the pictures. I went scouting around to find everything I could. And believe me, if you've been watching Royal Sussex, you have seen stuff from Instagram, Twitter, even Facebook, and of course, other places. So I just wanted to make sure that you all had an idea of what they have been doing for the past few days. Did I post this twice? No. Yes. Now we're going to go on to some other news. I'm going to finish the little gossip I had from earlier. Now, some of it I actually may have it twice, but just pretend like you didn't notice it. Okay. So Mike Tyndall with this "Make England Great Again" hat. Oh, got a super sticker. Thank you so much, Ruth. Ruth C. Thank you for the super sticker. That is very super of you to share that. I appreciate it. Make England great again. Not Great Britain, not Britain, not the United Kingdom, but England. England. Make England great again. Listen, I don't mind people having pride in their country. Sometimes that pride, for some, it feels more like white supremacy. Uh-oh. Did you see Harry's interview with Channel 4? Yes, that soundbite that I played. I believe that was from Channel 4. I did. Let me double check that though. Yes, I did play part of it. Yeah, the guy with the dark shirt interviewed Harry, but thank you so much for asking. But I did play part of it. But it's about 10 minutes long. But yeah, I did play part of it. But thank you so much. Unless there's a longer version. If there is, I'm going to have to look for that later. But thank you for the super chat. Oh, okay. Okay. All right. No problem. So Mike Tyndall with this hat. It's bad enough that his wife is running around with a tongue ring. At least I hope she has removed that thing. I thought it was disgusting. But the Queen's granddaughter, Queen Elizabeth II's granddaughter, Zara, whose mother, Afro Annie, chose not to have any kind of title for her. And you know what? It seemed, with everything we know right now, it was probably a good idea. Yeah, I said it. It was probably a good idea. No titles for those two. Well, how many kids you got? You got Zara and Peter Phillips. So yeah, I guess those two. No titles. And so they are still half in, half out. No, they don't have titles, but yes, they are um, relatives. Well, the grandkids of a monarch. But even if they did have titles, they would still do just what we saw Eugenie do: go to an office or wood shop, wherever. They'd do something. They wouldn't have a choice. The Kents have been working, in the private sector, as in the Duke of Kent. Let me see who else. Well, just about everybody. Just about everybody. Anybody who's not one of the, um, one of the senior royals. But yeah, everybody. They do what they have to. But they changed the rules because of Meghan. Yeah, it is political. It is political. I don't know how they're going to dismiss that, except, as you know, there's a lot of people that wish they could vote for Donald Trump. Even though they may be relatives with, not that's the Americans. I was going to say relatives of someone who's been deported, but no. There's a lot of people in the UK that wish they had a Donald Trump. Nigel Farage is not nearly crazy enough. So they want that. They want to call people illegal and all that nonsense. Even though the United States, the United Kingdom, and every country that has accepted any type of migrants, that is the law that allows them to enter those nations and ask for asylum. And we're not supposed to refuse, because the law says yes. If you don't want people crossing the border for any reason, then change the law. Don't call them illegals. They're not illegal. There are migrants that appealed for amnesty or whatever, but they're not illegal. And I hate people using that term. It doesn't matter how they got here. When you cross the border, if you turn yourself in, then you're not illegal. And that's what 99% of the people crossing the southern border, when the Border Patrol encountered them, they said, "Hey, I'm seeking asylum." Yep. So anyway, there's Kate. Remember I told you that she was playing rock, paper, scissors, rock, paper, scissors? Well, there she is in the pouring rain with other people's kids playing rock, paper, scissors, rock, paper, scissors, while those little kids are getting drenched. When I was a kid, that little point in time between, let's say, winter and spring, or winter and summer, we call that pneumonia weather. And we do that for a reason, because once that chill sets in, and you start shivering and everything, you're probably not going to be well. Again, I don't know why it had to be outdoors. So the picture on the right side, that is one of those comparisons that was made by the Daily Fail, where they were trying to make sure that people did not look at the Sussexes, but they paid extra close attention to, whatever Kate was doing. They want to make sure that you're not thinking about Meghan and Harry, possibly saving the lives of countless thousands of people. Nope, it's all about yeah, that's what it's all about. It's all about don't forget Will and Kate. Don't forget they went to Jordan too. Don't forget they're close friends with which they're not. We also saw William holding up that line for the new crown princess of Jordan. Yeah, they were blocking the line, trying to have this deep conversation, and the queue behind them was about a block long of people waiting to meet the new the new princess. That's where William was like, you got to hurry up, right? Remember how he started cranking his hand? Should I play that again? Of course I will. Okay, let me grab it. Okay, who is that? Oh, Kate. Which rhymes with what? Hate. Clueless Kate. Here we go. Look at how far back she was. You did see her, right? Did you see how far back she was? Look at there. See the guy with the white thing over his head there? She's right back there. Oh, funny. All the way all the way in the back. Roll 5, people. Roll 5. And what about that face? Oh, man. So that person that was so critical of the Duchess that I mentioned earlier, miracle cure that stopped my problem drinking overnight. I ignored all the little warning signs, says Annabelle Fenwick Elliott. Then I found the doctor who cured so many middle-aged women. Everybody who writes for all of the women that wrote for the Daily Mail over the years, or any of the other tabloids, they sure have a lot of, I don't know, like personal something. Yeah. They always seem to have some kind of body consciousness or whatever. There's always something wrong with them. Something they want to change. Was she? Jill Biden was up front? That sounds about right. Okay. So let me go to so this was from earlier. All right. Just gonna go by these very fast so I can get to the gossip at the end. Oh, that dreadful woman. Oh, I don't have that far to go back. Nope. Nope. Oh, let's go here. Where's Kitty? Still playing with her hair, I suspect. Kate Middleton kept yanking and yanking. I mean, there's so many pictures of her playing in her hair. And I was wondering, why is she doing that? And then I finally realized one of her tracks was coming to loose. One of those things that they use to give her that big volume. And maybe that's why her hair looks so ratty, because it was starting to come undone. And they just did not need they just didn't need that kind of attention. And so anyway, she just kept pulling and pulling, and next thing you know, it probably fell down on her shoulder. Looks like a bird nest. And to think they were bullying little Lilybit for her hair. Why is her hair so? And then here come Kate, looking like the ghost of Tina Turner past. But yeah, that's how those hair extensions appear when they're not sewn in or glued in. I bet you her hair is very thin. I bet her hair is super thin at this point, and she's been fighting to try to overcome it. Yeah, I believe her hair is just more of a memory at this point. I mean, I hope not for her sake. I mean, I don't want anyone to have that kind of bad self-image. Oh, look at there. I present to you evidence A. And then, of course, the great peroxide wars, where they tried to make us believe that she was just out in the sun too long, and that's where the hair is brighter and everything. They literally lied to us. I think it's kind of okay. When you are the spouse, the wife of someone that's receiving public money or in the government or something like that, that kind of a drastic change in hair color is unheard of. You know, and that's unheard of. Yeah. Oh, well. And then the face like thunder, that moment when Kate probably questioned her life choices. Was it really worth um, conspiring to get Meghan out of the family? Was it really worth, um, you know, having to stand in the rain and do these little mundane things that you wish that your brother-in-law and sister-in-law? I don't know. Why is this so important to them? But it is. And not only them, but now there are, well, I guess, well, let me see. I'm going to just be very polite and say, now there are people who are starting to ask, how come she's not working? Not people like you and me, but the press. You've had, I wonder if they had a conversation about this. You had Liz, Liz, Liz Jones, and you've also had, oh gosh, what's that other one's name? Amanda Platel. And both of them wrote these super critical articles about those two, Will and Kate. And that just almost never happens. And remember, you guys, I've been saying for the longest that there would be a long period of nothing happening until one of those Wells kids come of age, when they're able to just put that child out there to the public, probably age 18, but they're going to, ratchet it up before the point. And, well, anyway, Will and Kate is just not cutting it. It's boring. And they don't want to do any work. And so, absent the Queen, and before that, Philip, and really all you have for full time is Charles and his sister, Afro Annie. So they're in a lot of trouble. They need someone to go out there and support some of the causes that may not even share a camera for people to see. But they need to be out there. And because they're not, they're making a lot of people nervous, because it could mean the end of the monarchy. I know their position seems rather strong now, but that's just not the case. As they say, anything can and will go wrong. Yep, cannot wait. Cannot wait. You can go leaping off of a ski chair, but you can't be present to even go to a movie review that Charles had for that, what was it, Harmony or Madness, whatever it was about the environment. Yep. Okay. Yeah, Kate's hair looks like a doormat. It looks like something the cat dragged in. It seems like you would be standing in your kitchen and the cat would like go through the pet door and be like, "What is that? What?" Like something that would have you jumping on top of the sink. Okay. Oh, look at Charles. Look at Charles. Charles went to that fashion show, right? He's one of the few royals over the years that actually went to a fashion show. Now, of course, when you see him walking like that, you don't understand what he's doing. He's probably telling the person that's with him, oh, yes, I want to walk just like a beautiful, I want to, oh, yes, I want to walk like a pretty girl. I want to show my childbearing hips. Oh, that's why he's doing that. He's pretending like he's walking the runway. That's what he's doing. He's pretending that he's Naomi Campbell. Walk, your majesty. Walk. You better walk, your majesty. And see how he's like, oh, yes, that's exactly it. But more bounce to the ounce. Oh, wait till Camilla seizes. More bounce to the ounce. Yep, I wouldn't be surprised. You could see him getting kind of sassy right there, like, oh, I think I got this. Oh, God, Camilla, I can't wait to get back to the fashion show. I'm going to show them my childbearing hips. Look at him. He's having a blast. He didn't know that you can do something like this and get paid for it. Oh, well. He's having a good time. Oh, you mean trundling by in those shoes? As she trundled into the, what was that they said? She trundled into the Westminster Abbey. I'd pay good money to see that. I would pay good money to see Camilla walk in a fashion show, even for laughs. It's got to be the very rich to see that. Let me see here. Oh, there we go. Oh, Camilla, you should have been there. Camilla, you should have been there. I walked just like one of the models. I was slinging my royal hips. Well, let me see. I'm trying to find something where Camilla is doing that walk. Bear with me. Well, here's one of Camilla's. Oh, no, I always show that one. Oh, no, I'm not finding it. Oh, is this it? Nope. I'm going to show you. When Camilla was trying, oh, okay, that's close, but that's not it. Oh man, how can I find the one that oh, I know what to do. Okay, you ready for it? There's Camilla taking a page right out of Kate's handbook. That's Camilla channeling Kate Middleton. Oh yeah, wait till Charles see that. He's either gonna upchuck or hop into bed with her, or maybe run for the hills. But there you go. There you go. If Camilla was to wear that famous see-through dress of Kate's. I thought you'd like that one. Let me see what else I got. Oh, I know. What about that time when somebody told Camilla that they remind her of the, or she reminds them of Charlie's Angels? Remember that? Yep. Remember that? Someone said that she looks like one of Charlie's Angels. Now, I know it's going to be tough, but guess which one is Camilla? Huh? Can you guess which one is Camilla? I know it's difficult, but you'll find it. Okay. Another one of Camilla's big fashion moments. All right. Camilla's big fashion. It was from oh man, it was from the coronation. Well, I'm going to show you the shoes from the coronation. I could at least do that. Man, that was one of my favorite ones too. Well, anyway, here's her coronation shoes. That's her coronation shoes. You probably have seen those already. Those are it was that long dress is the reason why you couldn't see it, is because of what she was wearing. So don't be embarrassed if you didn't see it. Yeah, so if you see something like that, reason why I want to show you is because one of the kids got in trouble. They almost replaced one of the kids that carried the back of her robe. They almost replaced him because he had caused a bit of embarrassment. Oh, well, never mind. I don't see it now. And I sourced that picture myself. That's why I'm going through so much trouble. I love to share my pictures. And I bet you that picture is looking at me right now. Okay, how about this one? I got something for you. Oh, Lord. Oh, man. And I thought I labeled it to make it easy to find. And I guess I didn't. And you all know that she did use Princess Diana's dressmaker for the coronation, which I thought was so sick and twisted. That was a very cruel, bitter irony, is that she would use the same dressmaker that that Princess Diana used. Tacky. Very tacky. She's a tacky broad. Okay. Sorry, I can't find it. But I have an alternative. Mm. Oh my, what was that? Oh, the pedicure. Okay. You know, the Queen didn't like when Meghan was using that black nail varnish, they said. Do you think she was happy to see Camilla go with the purple nail polish? I would think that Queen Elizabeth had a problem with that. I would really think that the Queen had a problem with that. That the Queen looked at her fingertips and found her wanting in her character. How dare you wear that type of nail varnish around Her Majesty the Queen? I'm trying to see if I got one more for you. Okay, I think that's it with my Camilla images. She's just wrong on so many levels, though. You know that? Just wrong. Oh, I see what my problem is. A lot of these things I didn't even label. You know, that's bad, though, that sometimes. Ah, there it is. I found it. I didn't label it. Okay. I didn't label it. Okay, now I'm going to share it with you. So apparently on Coronation Day, one of the kids got in trouble because unfortunately he looked down. And when you're young and impressionable, you cannot look down when you're close to Camilla. Lord knows what you're going to see. So mm, okay, give me a minute. Give me a minute. But you cannot afford to look down because Lord knows what you're going to see. So this poor kid, you can see he can barely contain himself. I was wondering why he was laughing. See there? He looked down there and got a glimpse of Camilla's shoe. When he looked down there and he saw these, he could barely keep a straight face. They nearly had to replace the poor kid. The kids, they didn't, those kids, they never seen anything like Camilla before. You have nothing to compare her to except for a Godzilla movie. What does a child compare her to? A bison, right? A bison. Like, look at this picture right here. A picture says 1,000 words. You see the way those boys, that one boy, he cannot stop looking at her. The other ones, they're peeking out. They're like, what the hell is that? They don't know what to make of it. You know, is that an old man? Is that an old woman? Is that like some kind of creature from the what is it, Lord of the Rings? You don't know what it is. What do you compare it to? So he looked down and he saw that shoe. Look at him right there. See the one that's closest to her, holding that dress? He's trying not to laugh. He's trying not to laugh while he's holding that train, but I guess he caught a glimpse of those shoes and he just could not hold it. Yeah, she probably smelled like gin, cigarettes, and regret. Why, Camilla, I thought I smelled gin and cigarettes and regret. Yeah, she probably coming there. High as a Georgia pine. Probably set up and drank for 2 days. Oh, well, that's for Charles to worry about. It's none of our business. He, the one that married her, and then went on to make her his queen. Okay. Oh, remember that story about Camilla being on the train and some guy was flirting with her and she had to wallop him to get her to get him to leave her alone? Do you guys remember that? Well, I have a picture. People didn't know they had surveillance back in those days, but they did. Take a look. See there? She kicked the crap out of him, knocked him out cold. I mean, she knocked him out cold. She floored him. Yep, poor guy got knocked out. He didn't know what hit him, or should I say, he didn't know what hoofed him. uh, he didn't know what hoofed him, y'all. One minute he's sitting there talking to what he thought was one of the most handsome, striking women he's ever seen before. And I guess she thought he was being a little bit too fresh and, forward and everything. So she said, okay, wait for me outside. Poor guy. It's going to take a big piece of ice to How dare you? How dare you? That's why she never shared the story, because it's almost unheard of that, something like that could happen. But okay. Well, anyway, let's go on. Okay, just one more to say we did. You all seen this one before. Yes, there's no comparison. A big sloppy mess. A big sloppy mess. On the left, Saks Fifth Avenue. On the right, Tamu. Tamu all day long. Sheen. Shine, sheen. Shine, sheen, delivered. I'm yours. Oh, Camilla, I want to walk just like that. Someday, Camilla, I am going to show them how fancy I can walk. They'll see what I can do with these hips, Camilla. Wait till they see me work my money maker. Oh, God, Camilla, I just want to work my money maker. Speaking of money makers, remember that time Sophie tripped and fell into him trying to kiss his behind? Trying to kiss his behind, hoping that she doesn't lose her Well, I don't know. I don't know what she was thinking. Please tell me, what did she have on her mind that day? I'm afraid to think about it. Hmm. Oh, somebody needs some rest, you guys. Don't you think they ought to send her out to the country and let her just retire? Because she's tired. She's exhausted. She can't do this work for long. Okay. Sisters, sisters, da 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 da, sisters. Mm-mm-mm. You know, some days it looks like she's trying to make fun of what's his name from The Godfather? Was that oh my God, who's the one that stuffed the tissue in his cheeks? Um is it Marlon Brando? Yeah, I guess Marlon Brando. Oh, thank you. She's doing her impersonation. She's doing her impersonation of Marlon Brando. Oh, she's a mess, you guys. Mm-mm-mm. Mm. And then that fixation she had on Meghan. She just could not stop looking at Meghan, staring at her at the church, staring at her at the other church. Talk about the evil eye. Okay. And then this picture, this one reminds me of that photo that was taken during the Dust Bowl era. Remember the Dust Bowl back in what was the 30s? You see there? I see a resemblance. Like, let's start off with dust. I see a resemblance. When I first saw this picture, I'm like, that lady's not in the royal family. She's that lady they took a picture of during the great Dust Bowl era. Then I found out it was Sophie. uh, yes, the Grapes of Wrath audition picture. That's what it is. Either that or I'm proud to be a coal miner's daughter. Yeah, either that or she's trying to do the remake of Coal Miner's Daughter. Yeah. The Grapes of Wrath. Anyway, you guys, I am done. That's it for now. Thank you for joining us on Royal Sussex. And thanks for allowing me to. Oh, you know what? If you want to stick around for a minute, I have a little bonus for you. Um, but yeah, I am done though. Let me see if I can find it. I wanted to share it with you the other day, and we ran out of time. But it's something to do with architecture, of course. Mm. Ooh. Ah. Oh, there it is. Prince Harry. Prince Harry. Okay. Okay, here's my little bonus. No, not that. There it is. That is the Tribune Tower in Chicago. And that one in the middle is Rhone Cathedral in France. And on the right side is the Tribune Tower on top and the Rhone Cathedral at the bottom. That 1920s office building with the American flag on the top was inspired by one of the spires at the Rhone Cathedral. Rhone. You know, I want to make sure I spell that right. The Rhone Cathedral? No, not Rome. It is R-O. Oh, yeah. Rune. The Cathedral Notre Dame de Rome. Anyway, it's in France. It is in France. Talk about they don't make them like that no more. Now, that cathedral in France was begun in the year 1063, consecrated by, actually was consecrated in the presence of William the Conqueror. And then later on, they added the big church spire that looks like an office building in Chicago. Well, isn't that something? From the year 1063 to the year 1922. Now, of course, one of the big differences is the Tribune Tower has a steel skeleton, whereas the Rome Cathedral, well, of course, that's all masonry. I know, isn't that beautiful? There's the Rome Cathedral. Now, the spire on the left is the original spire. The one on the right was added later on. You know, over time, the style of Gothic changes, and they have been building on that church for who knows. Sometimes it takes over 100 years, and they're still not done. They run out of money, they run out of material. But yeah, so the tower on the right side, that one is newer than the one on the left side. And that is what they call a crown spire. Now, tell the truth. Is this the cathedral or the office building? Do you recognize which one it is? Look at it up close. Which is it? Is that the office building or is that the cathedral? Anybody? Okay, that is the that is the cathedral. Nope. That's the cathedral. See? Take a look. The one for the building, the office building, the Tribune Tower, that one is actually not as detailed as the one for the actual cathedral. See that? So if you take a look at it up close, you can see that that one is actually the one that was built for the church. Now, those pointy things, those are called finials. Wait, are those the finials or is that the croquette? Let me see. Finial and croquettes. I'm trying to figure out which that is. You know what? I'm trying to do the voice thing. Do you know the computers showed me a finial and a crackhead? I said a croquette, not a crackhead. Lord have mercy. See, these things don't be listening. There you go. I had to spell it out. Okay. Okay, yeah. Those are finials. Those pointy, those little pyramid shaped things with all of the flourishments. That's called a finial. Yeah, those are finials. Now, what's kind of hard to see, do you guys know what a flying buttress is? A flying buttress? That's the stone um that is like an arch, and one side is against the wall of the church, and the other one is away from the wall. Well, if you notice, they used that when they built this spire, this top of the tower. You can see there's a couple of those flying buttresses visible. Now, in the old days, they needed a flying buttress. In modern construction, it's not really necessary unless it's, well, you know what? Sometimes they still do need them. But if you take a look at the top of the Tribune Tower, you'll notice that they have flying buttresses. Those are just strictly ornamental. And those flying buttresses are usually not up so high, but they do it sometimes. Those flying buttresses are there simply for ornamentation. Now, you can see them side by side. The Tribune Tower, the 1922 apartment, I'm sorry, not, oops, you know what? I was actually right. Originally, that was an office building for the Chicago Tribune newspaper. Now it is apartments. Can you believe that? Nowadays, that building is an apartment building. See the one on the far left? And just so you know, the apartment building, the Tribune Tower, is probably 10 times the size of the Rhone Cathedral. It's huge. It's a very big building. I mean, not so big by modern standards, but I I forgot how many floors it is. It's got to be at least 30 floors, 30 stories high. How many floors in the Tribune Tower? Okay, the Tribune Tower was completed in 1925 and is 36 stories high. It's 162 luxury condominiums. 162. Yeah. If you're ever in Chicago, you really do have to see that building up close. At the bottom of the building, they have pieces of other famous locations around the world. There's a piece of iron from the World Trade Center. There's a piece of stone from the Great Wall of China. There is a piece of Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris. And I'm sure there's a piece of the Rome Cathedral, which was the inspiration for the Tribune Tower. So there's a representation of just about every nation in the world and all 50 states. You'll find the stones embedded in the wall, except for the World Trade Center. It's a piece of iron, but it's there. And the reason why that happened is back in the old days when the Tribune Tower was owned by the McCormick family, they told the reporters, wherever you go in the world, bring back some relic for the building. And so they did. And so the reporters would go to far off places, like the one that went to Paris was the one who brought back a piece of Notre Dame. Um, Wherever they go, I believe there's even a piece of the moon dust, or no, not moon dust, moon rock or something like that. So it's very interesting. If you Google it right now, Tribune Tower, stones from around the world, I think if you say that, you can see what I'm talking about. But it's just especially for kids. If you have kids and you bring your kids to Chicago, it's really cool to walk around the bottom of the building there so you can see where all of these stones come from. They have an explanation. There's even a piece of the Great Pyramid. Only 30 floors? Are you serious? Listen, when you're at the top of a tall building like the Sears Tower, now they call it the Willis Tower, when it's really windy, the building starts to kind of sway a bit. And people that live in those tall buildings, they say the buildings start moaning. Like that, because, all of the reinforced concrete and everything, some of those tall buildings start moaning. They say you could even see the water in the toilet wishing around. But that's when it's very windy out. That building that Oprah used to live in Chicago, the Water Tower place, um, that building was notorious for making noises when it was windy out. Well, the nice thing though nowadays is look at how beautiful that is. They have cleaned up the facade of the cathedral. And also at the Tribune Tower, you can go up there to the top. There's a observation floor. So the people that live in the tower, you could actually go upstairs and chill and relax. They used to have a restaurant up there, but I don't know if it's still open to the public. It may be, but I'm not sure. But Colonel Robert R. McCormick, he used to have his office upstairs. The Chicago Tribune newspaper. I'll tell you another interesting thing about the Tribune Tower. Let me see. Um, okay, so the Tribune Colonel McCormick, the guy who owned the Chicago Tribune, He wanted an office building that would be very different from anything else. So they had a competition. Most of the designs was Art Deco because it was the 1920s, right? But one person had such a genius idea. I mean, it's so cute and so clever. You have to wonder how come they didn't do it. Well, I'm going to show you what it looked like. Now, the Chicago Tribune, that was a newspaper company, right? It still is around, but they moved their offices. But the Tribunes, they sold newspaper. And of course, a newspaper, what's inside of a newspaper? Anybody? What is inside of a newspaper? Yes? No? Anybody? What is inside of the newspaper? Ads? Nope. I mean, yes, but that's not the one I'm looking for. Okay, let me try this. I'm trying to send you the picture. There it is. Columns. Newspapers have columns. So one of the architects suggested that the building looked like a giant Doric column, like a big Greek or Roman column. So the building would have looked like this, which I think is very cool. Not nearly as beautiful as the Gothic cathedral style, but they were going to make a big giant column, just one big column. And that is what the proposal. There were over 200 designs that was submitted. And of course, we all know which one won the competition. But isn't that kind of clever though? A big giant column. I kind of almost wish they would have made it. It would have been interesting. It's been different, right? Maybe. I don't know. I thought it would have been clever. uh um oh my gosh. There's this one that looks like a triumphant arch. That was one of the designs that was submitted. But I believe that they paid $200,000 for the winning design. Oh my goodness, that is too funny. Anyway, that was the one of the designs, a giant Doric column. Now, that is the very famous Wrigley building with the clock. And that is the very famous tower at the cathedral in Seville, Spain. So when they built the Wrigley building, the inspiration for the tower at the Wrigley building was I think it's called the Giralda Tower in Seville. That was the inspiration. They wanted something that looked very ancient. Now, of course, I believe the Tribune Tower looks more like the Rome Cathedral than this does look like that. But you can see the silhouette is very similar. And if you wonder why they designed stuff like that, when they were making tall office buildings, they wanted something that would really celebrate the success of the families or individuals that built the companies. They wanted a building that would impress people. And so you can imagine that some of those architects traveled around the world. Some of those, uh, big corporate company owners, they traveled around the world and they wanted an office building that would really be flamboyant and pay homage to their success. So they would come back with an idea. Sometimes the architect would make a suggestion, or sometimes they'll have a contest. So the Wrigley building, that tower, it looks like it's covered in marble, but it's actually covered in terracotta. It's all clay that was baked in the kiln with an enamel finish. So it's actually shiny if you see it up close. It actually has a shine to it. And every night the building is illuminated. They have big floodlights that illuminate it. See it on the left side? So in the night sky, you got that brilliant white building all illuminated. And then on the right, you can see in 1921, when the building was under construction, they finished the tower last. But it's a beautiful building. And it's like right across the street from the Tribune Tower. You see that? You got the Tribune Tower on the right and the Wrigley Building on the left. Both from the 1920s. Both buildings are over 100 years old. So the one on the right, of course, that's like a very French Gothic design. The one on the left, that is more like Italian Renaissance. And by the way, the Tribune Tower is made from Indiana limestone, that very grayish, tan looking stone that comes from Indiana. And here is a very famous picture of the old Art Deco 1920s skyscrapers. You got the Tribune Tower on the left, and then that dark building in the distance, that little that's got that little thing on top. That is the carbon and carbide building, also from the 1920s, and is covered with green terracotta and trimmed in gold. And then there's a building there with that little thing see it in the middle. That's the London Guarantee and Accident building. That's got that funny corner shape to it. And then that real phallic looking building back there, that's the Mather Tower. They were actually going to build two of them, but they ran out of money because of the Depression. And then that building with that temple on the top, we're going from left to right. That is the Jewelers building. And yes, there's offices up there. And then, of course, closest to the right is the Wrigley building. So what you're seeing now is what Chicago looked like back in the 1920s. Now, the building where they're taking the picture, that is also a very interesting building. Unfortunately, you cannot see it from here. And you can't see it here because it's behind the Tribune Tower. But yeah, that is old Chicago. Look at all that pollution. I'm practically coughing and sneezing just looking at the picture. And that's that, you guys. That was a little history from downtown Chicago. If you do ever come to the city, you'll be so amazed at the beautiful architecture. Chicago buildings look like old Tribune building in Oakland, California. Really? Oakland, California Tribune building? Oh, I see it. Now, you know what? We do have a building that looks just like that. I kid you not. We do have something that looks so identical to that um hmm, let me see if I can find it. I don't know the name of it, but I'll see if I can find it. First, I'm going to share this so that everyone else can see it. The big difference is our building in Chicago has a blue top instead of a green top. Okay. So here's your building, right? That's the Tribune building in, where'd you say that was? In Oakland, California? All right, let me find mine. Okay, I found it. Yep, I found it. I'm trying to find a good picture to share with you. Yeah, you guys, you know, a lot of those old old office buildings are being converted into apartments all over the country because there's just not that much need of an office anymore. Okay, now I don't have a good picture of it. I'm going to find one though. Oh, 680 North Lakeshore Drive. Okay, that makes it easy. 680 North Lakeshore Drive. Okay, wait until you see how similar this looks. Okay, you ready? Here goes. Oh, I got too many things open. It says, got to close something. Let me see. Close a couple of things. Still no. Okay. Let me see. Oh, that works out better anyway. See that? Kind of looks kind of similar, right? See? Wait, I got one more picture I'll show you. I'll show you what it looks like close up. There you go. Yeah, it's kind of like it kind of looks Venetian almost around the windows there. It has kind of a Venetian style to it. Not a very strong Venetian profile, but I can definitely see something that looks kind of Venetian to me. Yeah, so when you visit like the downtown area of a city, there's always so many beautiful buildings to see. The 1920s to me like was the golden era. That was like one of the best times for construction. Was the 1920s. They came up with some amazing things. Okay, you guys, I didn't think I'd have that many people left. I thought all of this might have put you to sleep by now. But thank you for sharing that Tribune building. I didn't know that that exists, but it's very, very unique. Okay. All right, you guys. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Love you guys. Good night.